behalf of Indira Gandhi National Open University, Regional Center, Bangalore, I heartily welcome the dignitaries of today's event and our beloved director, Dr. UC Pandey, Regional Service Division, New Delhi, who is the main inspiration for conducting today's webinar, and my beloved colleagues in other region centers, RC Bangalore, and my colleagues in learner support centers, and my learners to the today webinar, Success Stories of Entrepreneurs. With the approval of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, the IAC 60 has been reconstituted and IGNOU IAC has initiated organizing activities for promoting and supporting innovation and startup in the university. In this context, the National Entrepreneurship Day was celebrated on 9th November 2023 to acknowledge the innovations by entrepreneurs and recognize their contribution in creating employment opportunities. The region centers across the country are informed to organize the National Entrepreneurship Day 2023 activities starting from 9th November onwards. And also informed to send the report of activities for uploading on MOG's Innovation Cell and MIC portal. So as a part of these activities, today webinar is arranged. India has a vibrant and diverse entrepreneurial landscape with a growing number of entrepreneurs across various sectors. These entrepreneurs contribute significantly to the country's economic development, innovation, and job creation. Some of the notable entrepreneurs in India are Mukesh Ambani, telecommunication industry, Ajit Premji, information technology industry, Kiran Majumdar Shah, biotechnology industry, Baiju Ravindran, education technology, Baiju, you are well aware. So many more like this. These entrepreneurs represent various industries, showcasing the diversity of India's business landscape. Additionally, the startup ecosystem in India has been significant growth and many young and dynamic entrepreneurs emerging in sectors such as e-commerce, healthcare, renewable energy, real estate, and many more. The government of India has also been actively supporting initiatives to promote entrepreneurship and innovation through programs like Make India and Startup India. I wish that today's session will certainly fulfill the expectations and may inspire the participant to take entrepreneurship as a career goal. And I'm glad to introduce our today resource person, Dr. Sagarji, an young entrepreneur and academician and event manager too, has participated the international conference organized by Dr. Sagar. Sir, it's a privilege to have you as an expert of today's webinar. Now may I request Dr. Sagar to kindly deliver the keynote address, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for giving a warm invite and at identifying me as an expert to such a big organization would be possible only because of you people, ma'am. And having that identified that I am capable of giving something out to the students can be possible only from eminent people like you, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity given. So let me introduce myself to all of you. I am Dr. Sagar. I have finished my MBA and PhD from Bangalore University. So that is my educational background. And with that, I have in my credit about 11 research papers and scopus and about 5 textbooks till date. So this is educational background of my domain that I would like to just explain. But now, when we are just speaking about today's topic, that is like about the success story of an entrepreneur. Like after ma'am told, I was like in the first place, I was like, okay, what shall I tell about my own company? So, okay, like I just thought, let me just give a brief intro to all of you about my company and just tell how we have traveled in the past 4 decades, keeping quality, commitment, persistence, and that continuous commitment towards quality and the continuous commitment towards the deadlines that we have given to our stakeholders or to our from whom we have taken up work is most important as an entrepreneur. So, ma'am, with your permission, can I have a small PPT that has been shown to all of them?
Please, sir, please.
Yeah. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, visible.
Yeah. So this is my company class. I mean, to all my learned friends here, Vijendran and Co, which is into engineers and contractors. We are basically into civil construction and especially industrial construction into what we are into basically, wherein we make launch pads, base stations, runway extensions, runways, wind tunnels, magnesium testing hangars. Uh, from a very tender age of mine, I have been into this journey class. Earlier, if I just try to brief about the history, it was started in the late 1970s by our ex-MD, Mr. P.R. Vijendran, and his wife, Mrs. Kamala Vijendran, to whom we even honor today. And I'll just tell you why we have just kept the name still going, because it was started in 1970. And from there, successfully, like he was a person who had finished his engineering in civil from Mysore University, and he ran the company for almost 2.2 decades, 2.5 decades, like till the early 1996, 97 he was running. And my father, who actually was into this company, was a worker in the same company in 1983 when he was finished his graduation from the first batch of Bangalore University with a BCom degree, and he came into this company as a worker in 1983 first, and he started working. And post that in 1996 or 97, that was the time wherein the company was also not performing that well. They had some debts, and there were family clashes also in that family. So they told like, we want to just shut it down. But due to pure sentiment at that point of time, as of what I have seen, because he was the one who, I mean, my dad was the one who came in and who started off working with that company. He didn't want a legacy to just end in just 2 decades. So he was like, the company was out for sale. He, at that point of time, took a very bold decision of giving away some of the properties that he owned in Bangalore to acquire this company as and where in condition kind of a thing. So from then on, it's our family which was running this for almost 2 decades. And imagine when the company was taken over, I was about 6.5 years when the company was taken over from the original owners, which my dad took over at that point of time. And from then on, all the projects that has been done till date, we have about 40 projects that we have completed till date from the time that we have taken up, in and around 40. So all these projects that we have taken up, we have successfully completed in every place. I'm very proud to tell that we and my team, or whichever team my dad had built at that point of time, yes, there will be people who are leaving us, there would be people who are joining us, but there are a set of people who are with us since the time of inception of this company with respect to our business. And the main reason we just took away this company was like, we knew it was well established, it had a brand name at that point of time. And there were actually 3 companies which was owned, but this was the only one which we took, and we started successfully running this. So having that kind of a legacy and background, and everything, when we started pulling up the cart, yes, it was hardships, it was losses, because we had to do a couple of works just to maintain the goodwill of the company and still keep our name flying high in a couple of places. In some works, we have worked in such a way that there is a no profit, no loss kind of a situation. And yes, that were the hard times that we have undergone. And me, I have been seeing my dad as an entrepreneur since that very age. And then we started expanding our wings. The contracts that we took up started increasing in terms of the girth, it started increasing in terms of the monetary value, and it started increasing in the kind of works that we started taking. Though we are into civil industrial construction, we have done a lot more many things than we usually do there. So that was the time when the actual phoenix started flying. And yes, till 2000, from 1996 to 2006, that was almost 10 to 12 years, he was running the organization very successfully, single handedly. And we, as home members, we used to just support him. We used to tell yes to everything. That was the kind of situation in which we have all grown up. But the experiences that I have with my dad as an entrepreneur, the way he used to speak, the way he used to decide. So, the upcoming slide, see my childhood days experience, if I'm just telling. See, it's a success story which I'm just trying to share. Wherein it is, where I cannot claim the entire success story just belongs to me. It was a legacy which I'm just pushing the cart forward, kind of an experience is what I can give. But yes, I'll just tell you where my entrepreneurial journey started altogether. Maybe it was in early 2000, yeah, 2096 we acquired, and in early 2006 or 10, I guess, maybe in my PU days, if I'm not wrong. That was the days I started actually going up with my dad for all the business meetings. Till then, yes, we I used to go with him, but it was like for a, I mean, yes, lesser than 15 years of age, and you know the kind of maturity that anyone could have as kids. Yes, I was going around with him, but from my PO days, once I started going him, I started observing him in a very close sense. Wherein I used to start, I mean, I started discussing with him the kind of risks that we used to take, even if we do not have enough of seed capital. How we used to go convince the bank managers, take the ODs and execute the works for that, and make sure that the entire team puts up their hard work so that we can finish the projects more economically. And he used to usually take couple of projects which are very very far. See, for example, a project that required a day-to-day monitoring, or a kind of project that requires at least 2 3 monitorings in a week, he used to take it in Mysore, or he used to take it in Gadag, and he has taken it one place in Nasik. So imagine the kind of extensive travel that he had to do. Like nowadays, if we are telling that, almost, ma'am, just a small question, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Sagar.
Ma'am, are the students who are registered here from Bangalore only, or are they from different parts of India?
Different parts because we
Hmm.
have informed to our Karnataka students.
Okay.
Also, I have intimated to all other artists also in the WhatsApp group.
Okay, ma'am.
Who are
Fine.
interested may join.
Okay, fine.
And our
No,
staff also joined along with the students.
no problem, ma'am. No, to give them example, I just wanted to know whether they are from Bangalore or they are from all the parts of India. That's what.
Yes, yes, yes. All the parts of India.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. So, if we are telling that we have to travel for about 2 hours every day to work, how do we feel, class? Anyone? We feel so tired, and at the end of the day, if no one speaks with us, that would be a greatest help that someone could do. That is the kind of experience that we have, having such a sophisticated kind of travel today. Like We have cabs, we have rapidos, we have autos, or even if we are taking the train, we have shatabdis, or we have that Vande Bharat train. So all these are giving a ultimate travel experience. But imagine traveling around in buses, tractors, reaching there on time, and still make sure that the work progress is intact and as per the scheduled plan. That was not joke. Like I still remember every Saturday my dad used to go to Mysore, carrying cash for the payments of laborers. And today we are like, if we have 50,000 in our pocket, we are like mind boggled. Some of them, I'm not telling about everyone, but some of them, if they have 50,000 rupees hard cash in your pocket, then literally you'll be shivering across, and you'll be telling, let me just finish off this work first, take the most optimal safety kind of transport, go there, come back, all that hangamas we do. But imagine carrying lakhs of rupees of cash, and that too in a lower denominations for the salary, using public transport. You should be like so damn cautious and travel by bus, then by train, or take a what is that, rick or something, so that you can reach the destination by 9 a.m. And that point of time, I mean, today we have express highways that have come up, and the travel time has almost reduced by two-thirds the time it used to take. But imagine traveling like 5 hours, 6 hours to reach the work spot, and you have to be there by or before 10 a.m. So morning 3:30, 4 o'clock, he used to get up. 4:30, he used to leave to the bus stop. From there, take the available bus, go to the nearest station. From there, again, take some other mode of transport, and carrying bags of cash. That was like, there was a situation where there was a band in the city of Mysore, where a rickshaw fellow literally told, "Sir, if I knew that you are carrying cash, I don't know whether I would have really left you safely to the destination that you had to go for." So that is the kind of dareness that one person should possess. So all these are the things that I have seen as and when I grow up class. And he was, the way that he used to speak, that the openness that he had. Come what may, what is in my heart, I just speak it out. It should not be like I have 20 things in mind. I manipulate 40 things, and then only 10 words I speak. And people who are, I mean, I'm not telling that entrepreneur should be so open, but he should be open in such a way that he should be in a way to take very good decisions. He should be in a position to speak openly to everyone, and he should not be a coward in speaking. So these are the qualities that I learned basically from my dad in a very tender age. And after having all that kind of a background that we just saw, and the negotiations that they used to do, and even today, like some point of time, I mean, I'll just come to a point where I just tell you when I actually took over the company. So it was in 2010. I mean, these are the kind of projects that we used to usually do: final assembly, hangers, machine foundations, then setup of GTTC Mysore. That is a entire training institute that is there, which was almost like 4 or 5 years we have worked on there. Then big bridges of Bangalore. Then working hangars of Bosch. Earlier it was named as Myco. Even then we have worked on that. Then there are some I mean, foundry and forge divisions. We have magnesium hangars, wherein the style of construction and the design should match some architectural work, but the quality that has to be given is way ahead than any normal buildings that we do. See, it's not about the delivery of quality, but the specified quality that we have to give was way ahead of that. Then we have done blast furnaces also for some of the foundry and forge division of HAL. Then the sumps that we have constructed would be usually like a two-tier sumps that we have done, which has a capacity of about 1 TMC, if I'm not wrong. 1 TMC or 1.5 TMC is the capacity of it, which has been pumped by 300 HP pumps to supply it to the entire HAL, which will serve about 55,000 people here in Bangalore, including all their family members across. That is the amount of supplies that will happen from the kind of sums that we have built. And when they're doing a wind tunnel test for the aircraft, we have given barriers over there so that it doesn't move away when they're doing. It is literally a compressed chamber that we have built in for them. Then water testing hangars for all these choppers, wherein there should be forced water that has been pumped across from all the places, so that they test for the leakages, they test for the moisture detection, they check for the temperature dip and everything using our hangars only, even today, for the helicopters that has been manufactured by HAL in India. Then my journey started off in 2010. See, because till then I used to just go observe and everything. But 2010, like that was the day when I had my last UG examination. And that day my dad met with an accident. Like he accidentally slipped and fell in the house, and that is the day that I realized that yes, this is the time I have to take up his responsibility as a son. That was about 11 and a half years back, or 13 years back, sorry. I took up that. Then from then on, I was given a designation as site in charge or site manager, where I used to go there, take care of the works, get the progress to him, take I mean, up to a certain extent autonomy was given to take decisions or there. And taking things ahead was what I was doing. I mean, yes, being a part and parcel of the trade. And till then I was like, Dad, I'm going out with my friends, I need money. I have some program in college, I need money. But that was the time I started realizing the real value of money, how hard it is to earn every damn penny that we spend today. And the hard work, see, he just told, it is not just observing there, try if you can do at least 10% of what the laborers are doing. That was the only advice that he gave. So even today, why I take care of my workers like my real family members is just because of that, because I know that hard work has no alternatives. And the real value of money is what I started realizing further, like what money can speak. See, sometimes money can speak even beyond your actions, or it can speak even beyond negotiations. It can speak even beyond the rule books that are available. So that is the hard way that we have learned that things would work. Then, to understand the trick of the trade, it takes time. See, for me, the first 1 year or 1.5 year that I was going to a site as a manager or in charge or whatever that you can call me at that point of time, the basic thing or there was like I was like going, listening to everyone, listening, just checking out books or there, checking what happens and everything. But yes, after started digesting the trick of the trade, I literally understood like how smartly people used to cheat me at some point of time. And yes, until and unless you're cheated up to a certain extent, you'll not realize into what kind of a ditch you're slipping across and what kind of people are around you. So that is what I am just very specifically telling, the trick of the trade. Then only once you achieve something, you're seen. See, whenever we just tell that we have to achieve something, what are your achievements all about? Is it finishing your projects? Is it maintaining a good name with everyone? Or what is it? See, whenever we just When I just tell that I realized the value of money, yes, it was a very very hard way that I realized. That was like, okay, you have started working now, you're the site manager. Okay, this would be your salary, because that is what we are paying others. So manage your life in that. That was the kind of hard pinch that he gave me for a couple of months, so that I realized the value of money. Then when I just tell about hard work, yes, even I was not realizing how my dad used to do things at that point of time. But after going to the work spots, understanding understanding how the real sense should be taken, how the real time value should be taken, what is the different kind of works that are there, what is the tips and tricks that is there, or what are the some tricks that we can use to make sure that we minimize the losses. See, sometimes there would be some materials that are available in and around them. Excuse me. How vigilant are you, or how active are you in finding out whether there is some alternatives to a newer material that is available? And that is the trick of the trade that is actually required, class. And once you achieve something, only then people would see you. Till then they see you only below their nose, which I have undergone. As like earlier when we had a team, the previous team that we had especially, they have seen me as a toddler, they have seen me as a kid, they have seen me as in when I've grown up. So seeing me like that, they did not, I mean, they were unable to digest that I'm the site manager here. And whenever I try to give away some ideas which I feel is good, they used to uh, somehow try and point out some mistake in that, so that the plan of mine is not accepted. Or they used to tell, this trick won't work, sir, that this stories. I have been sick of them for quite some time, class. So only after I started proving myself, after I just told, I mean, to a particular project in 2012 and 13, I had to literally tell my dad, boss, kindly do not give me any site in charges. Give me only workers who work, and I will finish it off. And if there are any mistakes in that, then question me. I'll never step into your business again. That was the kind of argument that I had when my dad told, you have to be with the other engineers and execute the job. So only once I started proving that this is the work, this is the expenses, this is the savings that I've done, this is what we have quoted, and this is the net profit after deduction of VAT at that point of time, value added tax. So this is what we are going to get in the last. That is how I used to show my dad literally. And he used to like, okay, another 5-10% minus for all the overheading expenditures was what he used to calculate. And once I started to prove myself, only then he was like, fine, you can be individual and you can execute this. And yes, every project he used to give a site visit, he used to give me tips and tricks so that we execute the work in the very best way possible, and also make sure that the work would be satisfactory to all the engineers, all the workers, or the people who pass the bills, and how we have to speak with them, especially in negotiation and convincing, is what I just tell is a boon for any entrepreneur. If one person is very good at it, if he knows how to convince people, if he knows how to get the work done, there can be no better thing other than success for him. So that is how my journey began, basically, class. Now, if you ask me, so what keeps you high, or why do you want such kind of responsibilities? See, like once he was there, only we had about 50, 55 to 70 employees who are working with us on a everyday basis. That is the size of the firm that I run. Now, though it is sounding small, now it is not telling that, okay, we have about 200 employees with us. But the people whom I have at least 5 to 8 people who are working under, I mean, who are dependent on the person who is earning here. Now, that is when we get the mode of responsibility class. Now, whenever you ask me, sir, what is the responsibility that keeps you high? Any responsibility keeps me high. It may be in terms of money, it may be in terms of the work, it may be in terms of the quality, it may be in terms of the dedication, it may be anything. But imagine your one person's laziness. Like if an entrepreneur itself is a lazy fellow, I'm just giving you an example. Imagine what will happen. See, we have 50 of them or 670 of them here with us. But imagine what would be the fate of dependent families. What would be the fate of their children? What would be their education? What would be the way that you take things ahead? All that becomes a big question mark here, class, about dependent families. So now imagine your laziness will put 500 people starving over there. Can you sustain? So that is one kind of a spirit that keeps me high always. And the responsibility, yes. Why do anyone trust Dr. Sagar? Or even yourself, like most of you are working, if I'm not wrong. Why do they trust you? Is it because that you just come, you do your work, and you just leave? Is it just that? Why do they trust? Or why do they give you the responsibility? Why do they tell, can you do it? Is it because they cannot do it? Or is it because they trust you that you'll do it better than them? So that is the kind of trust that one should build over. And then comes, you have to build your own name and fame. Now, whenever I just tell you have to build your own name and fame, see, first, as and when you build your trust, your name will start going up, your fame will also become up, but maintaining the trust is very, very, very difficult, class. If you ask me, like, how trustworthy are you? Until and unless I speak with them personally, how can I tell? So now, when I just tell, it is the trust that matters. So now there are so many works that we do. They just agree to pay us and we start. Will not tell, kindly give us some advance, kindly give us some contract, kindly give us some agreement, kindly give us some this, that, and everything. Up to 50% of whatever is going on today in India will be based on the trust that we build up over here. Now, having all this background about the trust that you have to build and the name and fame that you have to get or you start earning. See, a person cannot become famous in like Alak Niranjan or just like a one day affair. Or it's not a one day PM kind of experience. Your name and fame will not be created in one single day. It needs its own sweet time. It needs a brand to be built, and it needs its own time to consolidify and come out as a brand name. And the experiences that you get over here. Now, what are the different kinds of experiences that we just see here? Now, whenever we are just telling about experiences, every work, every day that we visit over there, we have something new that we'll be learning. It may be a problem that perks up. It can be an engineer who is creating a trouble. It can be your employees are gone out of gear, or it can be anything of that sort. Now, what makes your name and fame? It's your consistency. It's your patience. It's your tolerance that gets you to that name and fame. See, being an entrepreneur, you cannot be true to anyone, first and foremost. Second one, you have to be very, very tolerant enough to whatever happens further. And it's not that you tolerate everything. See, when I tell about the tolerance and hardship, you have to be very clear about telling like what is the kind of tolerance that you should have and what is the kind of hardship that you should be ready to face. See, if there is a person or if there is an engineer, I'm just giving you a vague example. Can you make sure that he doesn't scream across? Now comes the tolerance of that. Even if he's screaming, you should be like, okay, sir, come on, sir, what, sir, for you, we'll do it, sir, come on. Okay, tell, come what may, we will do it for you. That is the kind of tolerance you should have. And the hardships. Okay, payments are not coming this week, it's coming next week. How do you tolerate? How do you convince your people? How do you pay them? How do you give them part payments? How do you make sure that you convince them to take it once you're financially stable? All this comes into the picture here, class. Sometimes we need to work only for goodwill. See, not all works are done only for money. So whenever we just tell we are doing it for goodwill, we are doing it for a friendship, yes, there comes the catch. Why? Yes, if you ask me, it is entrepreneur brains should always look ahead at long-term relationships. So being in such kind of a long-term relationship, what all should we know about the work that we are doing? The tolerance that we should have. Then some we need to do work only for goodwill, as I just told you. To earn someone's trust, we do work. Or we know that there is a bigger work ahead, so we do smaller one now. And at that too at a discounted price. Yes, all that is fine. But at the same point of time, it is not meant to be that you are soft or you should be very, very soft here. There should be some decisions which should be ruthless, which should be based on the situation. Imagine you've caught a employee stealing something from your work spot. Now, can you still be considerate enough? Can you still be, patient enough? If that is the case, then yes, half the material will not be there in the next couple of months. So that is the kind of ruthless behavior you should have. And if you're punishing them, you should give them such a kind of punishment that it's not about physically abusing them or anything. When I just tell about punishment, it's about how you make them realize their mistake and how do you take things ahead. That's what keeps me high. Now, if you just ask me what have I planned ahead, see, when we are just telling about we are into the construction industry, we need to grow, we need to diversify. Now, what is diversification in the same field? It is like a grassroots, like from real estate, from joint developments, from contracts, from modular kitchens, from modular bathrooms and everything. Every damn architectural design, that is what we tell as growth and diversify. Now, whenever we are just telling diversify, we are into construction. Can we play something in the industry itself? Can we play something for the real estate industry? Take things ahead, plan ahead properly, and just march in such a way that they should not get any alternatives. That is the kind of situation that we see here. Then perform things to a very high level of perfection. Now, if you are telling that you are perfect enough, in which way and how do you take things ahead? All that comes into the picture here, class. Then face every situation with the same working spirit. Okay, this is a problematic thing. Okay, let me think and then go again. Okay, this is a easy thing, let me take this up first. It should not be the way. Whether it's easy or tough, you should take everything simultaneously in the similar way and plan things ahead. Then have a backup plan for unforeseen situations. Now, whenever we just tell about unforeseen situations, so what all can it be? No? Now, whenever we are just telling have a backup plan, we usually will have an alternative to earn back that revenue and repay it to the people who have lent the money to us. So that is what we just tell as unforeseen consequences. Like, see, even in the chess game, there are a couple of people who are exactly like, okay, when you're telling about the kids over here, what is the kind of example that I can give over here? Okay, let us consider we are a group of 60 people and there is something that is going on over here. And all of a sudden, we understand that things are wrong. Now, how do you manage? And how do you take things ahead? So, that we have to keep. Now, face every situation with the same working spirit. What on day one, whether it's a loss, whether it's a gain, whether it is you going there or they coming here or whatever, keep the same working spirit. Have a smile on your face. Go ahead. In whichever problem you are, I am 100% sure you can win it over and come out of it. Then keep up promises. Kindly do not break promises, class, in business, especially. One you break, you lose 100 customers. That is what you can consider the thing as. Then have a backup plan for unforeseen consequences. Like, who knew that pandemic would come to such a drastic end? We initially were asking what is the COVID-19. Then comes the situations of keeping up promises. Now, whenever they ask about keeping up of promises and having of unforeseen situations, we will always tell that, okay, if this is the plan A, then this would be the plan B, and there would be a plan C also. If plan A dies, then plan B will be executing. What if plan B also dies? Then, yes, pro- sorry. So that kind of situations we should be aware and we should take care of things for that class. Then simplicity will work most of the time. See, just because we are into construction or we are into real estate, if we put some five bracelets here, 10 year, I mean, rings on the hands, 4 5 chains and come, will someone value me the most? So that is the kind of things that lay in front of an entrepreneur, which he should be well prepared in advance to take care of things other. So with this, I just wind up with my talk. If you have any queries, I'm open for it.
Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible, ma. Go on.
Yes, good evening, sir.
A very good
First of
evening.
all, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful experience with us. We have got to know a lot of things from your side about both hard skills and soft skills. But I feel that since I'm a student, I'm more interested in knowing about your student life. That you said that back in 2010, when you joined your father's business, you were about to complete your graduation.
I
But
was
in
in my
today's
final
date,
year of graduation at that point of
yeah,
time.
but in today's date, you're Dr. Sagar. So I want to know that how you managed a very hectic business where you are managing sightseeing and all, managing everything, and then also complete your studies together. I want to know more about that.
Okay. So, okay, speaking about those journey of 2010 to 2018, and that was another beautiful journey in my life, wherein every day morning get up at 7 or get up at 6:30, get ready by 7, run to the work spot by 8, 8 to 8:30 be there, and in the next half an hour again rush to the college. At that point of time, yes, the situations at, okay, in my personal way, it was not working the way that I liked it to work. And yes, when I was having my exams and stuff, my dad used to support me like anything. Like he used to go there on behalf of me and take care of the works over there, because it was a family run business. And after I did not take it over completely, it was like I was put in as a worker. He told, like, until and unless you learn the trick of the trade completely, I'm not going to give you the complete in charge. And till 2018 or even 2019, I can just tell he was the one. Like, I used to give away all my expenses list to him, and he used to deliver all the checks. And post 2019, like, even his health started deteriorating a little bit, and by that time, even he understood that I got enough of insight with the company. And at that point of time, he was like, I used to, I mean, because this being a family business, we used to discuss everything at least once before we plunge into any new projects. That was going on. But yes, when you're asking about the journey of me and when I was in my college and everything, yes, this was the way. Or sometimes if I get off, I used to be completely in my workplaces on those days. And if we are going to order any materials, because we used, I mean, our company, or we, because now I'm running it completely, we, from the past, we have a particular characteristic, which is like we used to plan up the raw materials in prior. Like what is required for the next 15 days should be there in stock for us, or what is required to finish off a particular work, we used to make sure that that is in stock. So even if I'm going to college, I used to always go to the market from there, hunting for all these equipment or all the materials that we required. Or any Saturday Sunday we get, I used to take my bike out, or sometimes we used to take our car, go hunting for material where we could get it on a L1 price, but having a durability and quality there. See, now it is not just procuring something that is available at 5 rupees, but it should have that quality, right? That we desire, we deserve to deliver to other clients. If that is not there, then you cannot accept it. So hunt across, run around the town, and finally negotiate with them for the price. Fight, literally, it used to be one kind of next level of argument some point of time. And we used to finally get those materials at the L1 cost, and that is what has helped us grow. See, even today, if you ask us, like, where is the profits is, it's not in, I mean, most of the people, especially into construction industry, if you just tell, or if you have given your outsourced your house for construction, the first thing that anyone would tell us, yes, contractor, in the labor part, he would have eaten of everything. This is one general conception. But if you ask me about my company or any of these, or even my competitors who are there, if you see the labor today, like especially like post COVID situation, getting manual labor is becoming very, very difficult for us. Until and unless you have a fixed set of team which will listen to you at any point of time, you are in a very tough situation. So yes, at this point of time, like if you ask me, labor is not at all the part where we make profits. It's only like what you save is your profits. So having the situation being so tight, And if you, I mean, even after that, even after 2018, that I took it up, and after COVID, and the family also started expanding, all these were one part of life, wherein the other part is, that was a fixed routine kind of thing, that we are like, morning, evening is dedicated exclusively for my workplaces. Now that is how it is. See, even today morning, my day started off at 6:30 today, wherein at 7 I was in my work spot with a couple of my site engineers. I was taking out all the files and checking what is the progress with the actual. See, in the files, sometimes there will be problems wherein in the files the thing has progressed. They would have entered by, I mean, usually every day afternoon they tell what is the work progress, but evening it has rained. So where is the work? See, actually they would have filled for the entire day till 6 p.m. whatever they'll be doing, but the work has literally stopped at 3 p.m. or something. Now, when will you cover up the work that is stopped at 3 to 6 p.m.? What had to actually happen? When will you cover up that in the next day? So we need to have tricks wherein we can accelerate some things, or we take one or two more laborers so that we can execute it. So such kind of discussions will be there on a day-to-day basis with respect to the work progress. So I had to finish that. Then from there, I had to go to college for my classes. I finished that. Then I had some other meetings to finish. Finish that. Now I came here for this. Now after this, we usually wind up by about 6 or 6:15. So after this guest lecture, it's about 10 minutes for me. I'll be rushing back to my work spot to check whether the documents and the work progress is matching or not, because in the place where we stay yesterday it was a downpour for 2 hours, and yes, some of the materials have washed away. We have a loss of about 15% of the materials. Now, where do we try and recover the expenses over here is the next big question for us. So all this is a tough task, and you should have, that's why I just told you, imagine your laziness. If your family is starving, fine, imagine 50 families are starving because of one person's laziness. Is it acceptable? That is the time where we get in that kind of a commitment to push ourselves even beyond limit, and we go ahead and do things. So that is the only thing that keeps us running.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I will tell you. Thank you, Sagar, Dr. Sagar. Very nice speech. Really a realistic speech.
Ma'am,
Thank
now I
you.
want to thank the entire IGNO team for giving me such an opportunity to share my own life's journey till now, and especially you, ma'am, the regional director of Bangalore or entire South India, to make sure that you have identified that I can also be a resource person and share my experiences. Thank you so much for that, ma'am. And